Got the fucking leather gloves on.
Oh! Whoa! Stop. Whoa! Dude!
Shut up, back up. They'll arrest you too.
Okay, welcome to another edition of Lion News. Lion News can be found at lionnews00.blogspot.com. My name is Terry Dean Nemmers, and today is November 11th, 2012. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to give you some more information about my favorite thug, Officer Richard the Thug Jopie from the lawless Duluth Police Department. On October 17th, 2012, Officer Hansen, the public information officer, called me up, and you're going to be hearing this conversation here just in a little bit, and was trying to pump me for information about what I wanted in my request that I just submitted. He's trying to tell me that the information can only be sent out hard copy, and it's going to cost me over $100 because it's 400 some pages long, which is complete bull. I knew he was just looking for information, and so he's trying to find out what certain information I was looking for. If it didn't match their little fairy tale, then they just weren't going to give it to me. So then on October 23rd, I put up a video saying that they're withholding this public data from me, and lo and behold, the information showed up. So this is a conversation with Officer Hansen of the Duluth Police Department.
Keep in mind we can proceed however you want to. I thought it was only the use of force portion that you wanted. If you are interested in the entire manual, that's certainly an option. I've checked it out, and it's 451 pages. It's 25 cents a page, $112 for that, plus $28 for the zip drive, which we're happy to do that, but I'm just thinking it might not be something you're interested in because of that. And if it isn't, if there's some areas of the manual that are more specific, we could, give you that. I'm guessing that you might have an interest, for example, in like the internal investigation portion or something that's germane to this case. But if it is the overall thing, we're happy to put it together and put it onto a zip drive. But that's I checked with our clerical and records people, and that's how they price it out. We had that original media pack with some small amount of electronic documentation, and in that case, they just waived that smaller fee. This is a lot bigger data request in that regard if you're looking at 451 pages. So. So that's that, and as far as, so you can think about that, let me know, or if you know, let me know now, and I'll put it together for you. And then I did send that down to our interdepartment mail yesterday. It may have not gone out till today, but it should be in the mail today.
Okay.
And then I think you're asking about booking photos. There are no booking photos. It's just because there isn't anything generated in this process. There's a formal complaint that we hand in reports requesting charges to the special prosecutor. He formally charged him, but at no point they don't book him in then, so there are no booking photos. We're not able to release, per data privacy, we can't release his officer photo. Only what we, I think, may be provided in that info pack, which is his personnel data. That can be released. We can't release a photo without a department photo without his consent, which he hasn't consented to.
Okay.
And then as far as a booking photo with Mr. Jackson, you would have to contact St. Louis County Jail and request that. That's their photo. It's not ours. And just FYI on that, and I think you're probably up to speed, but he was booked in for the fourth-degree assault, and then those charges were dismissed. But
there
still would be a booking photo involved, but you would have to go through the county, and I can give you that number if you want.
Sure, that'd be great.
It's 218 726 2345.
Okay. And then, let's see, in regard to the policy manual, I guess I presumed you'd have that all on a PDF file or something like that.
No, this is just, and this is out of my hands. I just told them specifically what you're interested in and how how that would be charged out, and that's exactly what they do. They charge per
that's-
page, and they will download it and put it on a thumb drive, and it can be sent that way. But that's exactly what I've been told. So
Okay,
haven't
so
any part in
so
that
obviously
process other than to pass it along.
okay, so obviously it is an electronic file already then. So it's not like
It's on a PDF right now of some sort. Yep, and they can put it on the thumb drive, but that's how they price it out.
okay. So even though it's electronic and you could email it to me, that I'd still have to pay the $100.
I'm no make the decisions. I'm just the
I'm
messenger,
just
but yeah,
I'm
that's
just
the way they
I'm
price
just
it out.
asking you questions. That's all. So
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
So then let's see. Also, there was something else. On the arrest form, it says, arrested Jackson Anthony John, date of birth, and he had that redacted. And it says race I. What does I stand for?
I don't know why it wouldn't have been. I thought it would have been quoted Native American, but he's a Native American male, so it may have been for quote as Indian in there. I don't know why that would be. To me, it would have been NA, but
Okay. Because
he is a Native American male.
Right. Because
Yep.
when I read the statement that you had, it just said that he was a Duluth resident, and I guess it didn't mention anything about that. So, and it wasn't
Right.
until Skip Sandman did a protest out there that it came out in the mail, or it came out in the news that he was a Native American.
Right.
Okay. Also, there's a Officer Peterson mentioned in the report. Is that the female officer?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. That's a female officer that was in the room with them.
Okay. Let's see. And then it says that in the report it says that Officer Peterson used my POSCI camera to document scrapes and redness near my left eye forehead area.
Police officer crime scene investigator is technically what that is called. I mean, they're called POXI members if they've been trained with
Okay.
a little more advanced photography and fingerprinting. So that's what that acronym's for.
Okay, that makes sense. So, seeing as how this case against Mr. Jackson's dismissed then, I presume that those photographs would be available, wouldn't they?
The booking photo?
No. This, the according to the paper, or according to the report, it said that Officer Peterson took these POSCI camera pictures to document scrapes and redness. Would those pictures be available?
Yeah, I would think so. I would certainly check on that. I would think that we could access those. My only question is, again, I would just check with our records people to make sure that we can. I can't imagine any reason why those aren't releasable right now.
Okay.
But being that it is still a court case, I would have to, a case that's against involving Jopie, I just want to make sure with the evidence portion that's okay to release that part.
That's fine. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, but I'll make a note right now to send an email and have somebody give me an opinion on that. So you're looking for the digital photos that are referred to, and they'd be photos of Officer Jopie?
Correct.
Okay.
I think it's...
Does it say how many are on there, being that you're looking at it, I'm not?
Yeah, I don't think it actually says how many they were taken. Just as
So
they
just
were...
any digital photos that were taken?
Right, of
Unseen.
that situation there. And think
Okay.
the case number... Well, I suppose you know the case number. You can look it up. 1218.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, no, I got that.
Okay. Let's see. And there was something else. Oh, in regard to the policy and procedure manual then. I guess I'm not willing to cough up the $125, 400 some whatever pages. The part that I'm focusing in on is the part where I presume you have a provision in there where officers are supposed to report excessive force and that type of thing, misconduct. I mean, he should have reported that, hey, he beat up this guy. Instead, he filed a criminal charge against him. You see what I'm getting at?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there a provision in your policy in regards to that where officers are supposed to report those type of things?
Well, I think that would probably be something that would just fall under officer conduct, but
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, obviously, no one's supposed to be doing what they did, so as far as the reporting part of that, I don't know. I mean, he's given his version of what happened in his report. So in a way, he is reporting it. It may not be what we feel is accurate, but that's what he put in. That's what he said happened.
Okay, well then I guess I'll back up a little bit. Are officers in general supposed to report this?
Any use of force, there's a use of force report that they would fill out. Yep, and I would think that it's probably also a part of this. So there is there would be a use of force report. I don't know where that would fall in that. When you're asking, like, in the manual where exactly that is, I'm not sure, but I can find out.
Okay.
And that may be a smaller portion that you can get, but if you're using any use of force to take somebody into custody or arrest them, they are required to leave a use of force report, which I'm assuming again is part of this somewhere. But
okay. Well, I'm not expecting you to have the manual memorized, but what I'm saying.
No, exactly. No, I can find out for you though.
Okay, yeah.
The use of force report and where in the manual it may be giving information on that.
Well, I guess not necessarily use of force. I'm saying, like, aren't your officers required to report misconduct? I mean, that's what I'm looking at.
Well,
I'm looking at
again
mandated reporting.
It's exactly would be part of their duties and so forth isn't to commit any misconduct.
Well,
so
I understand.
I'm not sure exactly how that would be referenced in there, but I can.
Okay. I guess.
I can ask.
I guess.
I'm sure, and that would just fall under officers' conduct and what their expectation is. I don't know if it lists in there that if they do something or if they say something that they think is inappropriate or whatever, that would fall under misconduct. Okay. It says that they're obligated to report that. I guess everyone would.
Well, I'm presuming that no one's going to turn themselves in, so I presume that there's something saying that, if some officer witnesses something, then they should be reporting it. It's like this child pornography thing, a Sandusky deal. Okay, they're mandated reporters.
Right.
I would presume there's a provision, that. Like, say, if an officer sees another officer doing something, that they're responsible to report it.
I think what I would ask as we're going down the road, I have no problem accommodating any of this. I'm happy to do it.
Okay.
I think I want you to update the email and update the request with some of those specifics in there, and I will pass it along, and we'll definitely dig it out for you.
Okay.
That's absolutely no problem. And then what I can do is once I find that area that some of it's in, I can let you know how many pages, and then if you have an interest in getting, that portion, and give you a cost breakdown from that point.
Okay. Yeah, and if you could
find it, because it probably is significantly less. Obviously, you're probably talking about a handful of pages versus 400.
Right. Well, I would hope so.
Right. So I'm guessing that's a pretty, and that's probably the way to go if you want to refine.
Right.
But maybe if you could just add again, just give me an updated email, including the photo request, including the use of force report, and then you're referencing and I'm not sure again if you want to go back to the use of force report, or if you want to leave it at where any misconduct would be reported or any mandatory type reporting system that is in place through our policy.
Yeah, I guess until
however you want to word that.
Right. I guess until I find out what I can't really say whether I'm going to commit to it. So,
right. Nope. And I'll find it out first, obviously, before I get to the point where I'm ready to send it. But give me some specifics on a data request, and then I'll forward that along, and then some people can start mining it out of our policy manual.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have that done probably. I got things to do this afternoon, so I'll probably get it either sent to you tonight or right away tomorrow morning.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your call back.
Not a problem.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Yep. Have a good day.
Yeah. You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye now.
I'll just leave it here then. Not just because you got the fucking leather gloves on.